as best I could. Here we go.
Starting now.
Go.
5.
Hello and welcome to the fastest 5 minutes in IU sports. I'm Gabe Pontonis.
And I'm Ethan Maisel. Let's get into it.
After a 1-1 finish at the Empire Classic, Indiana men's basketball took on Harvard inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse yesterday. After trailing by 1 point to end the first half, the Hoosiers battled back with a big second half to win 89-76. Khalil Ware and Malik Renew continue to be a 1-2 punch in the front court for Indiana, with the two combining for 45 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. Freshman 5-star Mackenzie Mbako also had his best game of the season, totaling 18 points and 8 rebounds. Gabe Cupps and Anthony Walker had quality minutes off the bench when Xavier Johnson went down with an injury. While head coach Mike Woodson was impressed with Cupps and Walker's performances, he emphasized Johnson's importance to this team.
Once I go in, I'll see where we are with Xavier, because I have no idea at this point. But we're going to need Xavier to be healthy to help us win basketball games.
Indiana now gears up to face Maryland on Friday in its first conference game of the season.
Indiana women's basketball was in the Sunshine State for break. Our Liv Clements is here in the studio to recap the week. Liv?
The Indiana women's basketball team finished 2-0 at the Elevance Health Women's Fort Myers tip-off this past week. The Lady Hoosiers started off with a matchup against Tennessee on Thanksgiving Day. Sydney Parrish got off hot with the three to get the Hoosiers going. With Mackenzie Holmes having 2 fouls early in the half, Jordan Garzone was ready to give the Hoosiers a strong lead. Finishing the half 33-21, no one could stop Garzone's heat check. The Heat continued into the fourth quarter. 54 Holmes went straight to the basket, expanding the Hoosiers' lead 16 points. The final score was 71-57, with Garzon with 23 points, finishing 2-0. The Hoosiers finished with the big dub against the Lady Tigers Princeton. Mackenzie Holmes caught the win with her 2,000th point in her career. Sarah Scalia scored a career high of 28 points to give the Hoosiers a 72-63 win. This puts IU 5-1 going into their next game, away against Maine this coming Thursday.
IU volleyball had their last home game and senior night on the 19th, facing number 3 Wisconsin, but unfortunately lost in 3 sets with 4 aces. They then traveled up north to face Michigan State on the 24th and won 3-1. IU created a new record, having back-to-back seasons with 200 aces or more with the win in Michigan State. They had 48 kills, 14 aces, and 11 blocks as a team for the win. After beating the Spartans, they went to play Michigan the next day and also won 3-1, with Ramsey Gary beating the all-time single-season digs record with 530 digs. They also had 53 kills, 15 blocks, and 49 digs as a team. The Hoosiers finished 21-12, tying the program record, 11-9 in the Big Ten, which is the most since 1999, and placing 6th in the Big Ten, which they haven't done since 2008. They also had 10 wins and were 7-3 in the Big Ten at home since 2010. What a historic run for the IU volleyball team this season.
Indiana football traveled to West Lafayette this Saturday. Our Elias Corey is at Purdue to recap the matchup.
Hey, thanks, guys. I'm here outside Ross-Ade Stadium, the site of the 125th meeting between Indiana University and Purdue University on the football field, and it was a doozy. Indiana got off to a fast start early with a strike from Brendan Sorsby to DQ Carter over the middle for the touchdown to give the Hoosiers the lead. From then it would be relatively back and forth, but the Hoosiers were able to pull away a little bit with a crazy return touchdown from Jalen Lucas, his first of the season for the Hoosiers. But Purdue would answer, because as elusive as Lucas is, quarterback Hudson Card for the Boilermakers was just as much, if not more so, out of the backfield today for the Boilermakers, torching Indiana on the ground today. And it would be a Hudson Card touchdown late in the fourth on the ground that would give the Boilermakers a lead that they would not give back. Indiana marched down into Purdue territory on their last drive, but came up short on second, third, and fourth down. unable to get the ball into the end zone against the Boilermakers, and Purdue comes away with this one, bringing their total in the series to 77 wins. Indiana with 42 and 6 draws. That will end Indiana's season at 3-9, and it'll be interesting to see what the Hoosiers are able to do next year.
From the gridiron to the mat we go. The Indiana wrestling team competed in the Keystone Classic last weekend for its second tournament of the year. Derek Gilcher was the sole champion for the Hoosiers at 165, defeating fellow teammate Tyler Lillard in the championship match. Dan Fungaro got second at 141, losing a close bout to number 12 ranked CJ Composto of Penn. Cole Remrev placed fourth at 141. Nico Bolivar won 3 straight matches on his way to a 6th place finish, and 5 other Hoosiers placed on the podium. Indiana will travel to New Jersey to battle Princeton next Sunday, a rematch of last year's duel inside Assembly Hall.
The show carries on for Indiana men's soccer, whose season is still alive. Coach Yeagley secured his 200th career win as the Hoosiers advanced to the Elite Eight yesterday after knocking off number 7 Virginia 1-0 on a goal from Collins Odoro. Indiana beat Lipscomb 2-1 and Wake Forest 3-2 in overtime in the first 2 rounds to get to its 9th straight Sweet 16. And now they're just 1 win away from the College Cup. IU will stay in the Hoosier State and travel to South Bend Saturday for a 5 p.m. kickoff against number 2 Notre Dame. The 2 teams drew 1-1 in the first match of the season back in late August. And that's going to do it for us today. Be sure to follow along with us on Wednesday with another edition of the Fast 5. For our production crew, I'm Ethan Maisel.
And I'm Gabe Pontonis. We'll see you next time.